Hi student, it's Kate here. This video is show you how to calculate the variances and how to analyze the variance. So this one is the activity that we did in workshop 4. So let's start. You remember in workshop number 3, we already used the standard cost here. We calculate the standard cost and then we use that to build the static profit and loss budget, and then we also use the standard cost and the actual volume of sales to prepare the flexible budget. And based on the actual data for the first month, we produced actual profit and loss statement. And now to calculate the variance, we want to see the differences between these three statements. So the first thing we do is we will transfer the figures from the first tab to the second tab and equal. So for the static one, I take the 1 month and then I copy and paste. Now you cannot copy from the first tab and then paste to the second tab. The reason is because when you do that, it will copy the formulas, and because the formula needs the underneath data to be to work. So if you just copy the data and there's copy the formula and there's no data underneath or back up that, then it will not come to the figures that you want. So you just simply click equal and then you transfer it. The other way you can transfer the figure is by copy and then control paste special, and you just paste the value. But by doing that, you disconnect two tab, and I don't want you to do that because we want all the figures to link together. Now, alright, so after we've done this, the second step would be to calculate the variance. So the sales volume variance, I'll take the flexible budget and minus the static budget. Alright, and then again I'll copy this one, copy this formula and then paste. And for efficiency variance, I take the actuals and I minus the flexible budget and I copy that and I paste. Alright, so the total budget variance, you can take the actual and then you minus the static budget, and again I copy that and paste here. So if you look at this total budget variance is actually equal the price or efficiency variance plus the sales volume variance. So the G column is actually equal the E column plus the C column. And now these variances are favorable or unfavorable. Now you don't look at the negative or positive figures to say it's unfavorable or favorable. The main point that you can decide whether a variance is favorable or unfavorable is to really understand the meaning of that. So in this case, for instance, I have the total budget variance is minus 22,000, and I calculated that by using actual and minus static budget. So the negative result means that the actual sales is less than the static sales. Alright, the fact that I can sell less means that is unfavorable, right? So I have not I didn't sell as much as I expected. And now when it comes to the cost, you see that the variance here is positive, and because I take the actual and minus the static cost, that means that the actual cost is more than the static budget cost, and because we spend more than we expect to spend, that is unfavorable as well. Alright, so again you can see the same thing happen for all the positive figures. All the positive figures for the cost would be unfavorable and negative would be favorable. Total variable production cost, we have unfavorable. Contribution margin, unfavorable. Fixed cost, unfavorable. And of course the gross profit becomes unfavorable. Now there's another way of doing putting U or F here is to use formula, but the formula can be, you can use if function. For instance, I take this if and open, and this one greater than 0. In that case, I will put it as U. That means if the variance is greater than 0, I put U. If that is smaller than 0, so that means the second letter here is when the first logic, the logic G12 greater than 0 is not true, then it will also return U. And if you click on this and you copy the formula and you paste out to all of this and you paste, it will return to the same. But if you click on here, you will see that there's all formula, right? But remember that the formula for the cell would be opposite. So for this one, if the variance is greater than 0, then that is F, because if we have the cell more, then that is favorable, and if that's not true, then it's unfavorable. See? Okay? And if I copy this formula and I paste out to contribution margin and I press down to the gross profit, it will return the same letter. But if you click on this, you see it is the formula now. Alright. Now, so we have seen here, look at the C column, the E column. Alright. This is called the sales volume variance. The reason is, okay, when you look at the formula for it, alright, so the formula, look at the static budget here and the flexible budget here. These two formula share the standard cost, right? And they're only different in terms of sales. So that means that this figure is due to the sales, the actual sale is smaller than the budget sales. Therefore, this variance is caused by the sales volume. And therefore, the whole column here, the whole column, we call it the sales volume variance. Now, if we look at this one and this one, okay? So basically, they have the actual sale is the same, and the standard cost and the actual cost. So that means this price and efficiency variance is caused by the cost or the price. Let's say the sales, okay? So the flexible budget sales equal the sales price, budget sales price n times the actual the sale volume actual, and then the actual sales equal the sale price actual n times the sales volume actual. Alright, so if you take this one and this one together, so the price and efficiency variance will equal sales volume actual and then sale price actual minus sale price budget. So this one is this, and it's caused by the price. So that's why we call this 8,000 minus is sale price variance. And if you look at for all the costs, look at this column, okay? Then you will see the rest will be all for the cost, and it will be because the standard cost is different from the actual cost.